What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, I did Americans who visited Europe. What are your biggest WTF moment? Now we here with part one of Europeans who have visited America. What was your biggest WTF? These are always interesting because I'm new to the Reddit scene, and I see that Reddit can be almost like Twitter, and I know how Twitter is. I'm active on Twitter, so always interested to see people's comments, their experiences, and stuff like that. So y'all hit that subscribe button, send down those recommendations, and let's see these moments.
Europeans who visited America, what was your biggest WTF moment? Did a house exchange in New Jersey, from UK, and on the second day a neighbor came to the door with an actual cherry pie to welcome us and ask us to dinner. Was a huge confirmation of stereotype. Really touching and sweet. Pie was also wonderful BTW. A bit weird because we knew our neighbors wouldn't give a flying fuck and we felt bad. Not a WTF moment, but nevertheless a moment I will remember. It was my second trip to California. I was only 18 years old. When I got out of the plane, as usual, I had to go through all those security checks. At the last checkpoint, the officer asked me whether I have anything in my suitcase that I didn't mention on his CBP thing. Then he asked for drugs and then for alcohol. I honestly answered all questions with no when surprisingly he asked me why not. A bit confused, I told him that I knew I wasn't allowed to take drugs or drink alcohol in his country. He got interested and asked whether it was different where I'm from, Germany. Here the minimum age is 16 for light beverages like beer and wine and 18 for the other stuff like spirits. He was so interested, he kept asking stuff for like 5 minutes, not even minding the 100 people behind me. When he let me pass, he instantly turned towards the guy in the other checkpoint was like, "Hey, did you know?" Damn, I just read.
Hey, he got a bunch of information. He's like, "Hey, did you know that you can do it?" That's crazy.
A lot of people's first experience in America are these clowns at TSA. That happened to me with my passport. In NZ you can't smile etc. and he asked me why. Then started talking to the man opposite him saying how in NZ you can't smile in photos. First thing I saw after sitting down to have my first beer in Portland was some guy walking in the middle of the street, half-assed dressed as a ninja, with 2 swords on his back. And before that some homeless guy told me and my friend to go back to your country. Then some slightly hippie-looking girl apologized for his behavior. We just laughed at how scripted the situation felt and went to have the beer above. Also, when you play Grand Theft Auto you hear strangers on the street yelling and talking about weird shit. That just felt exaggerated until I went to the US and realized it actually happens all the time. Ironic that a homeless guy tells you to go home. He could send others home but not himself.
Oh my god. I feel like that comeback was coming. I feel like it was coming because I'm thinking too, how's a homeless guy gonna tell somebody to go home? Dang. I feel bad because it's a homeless guy, but it's like, come on, man. You know your situation. How you gonna tell somebody else to go home? And it's obviously you have no home to go to type thing. Like, come on, man. Be realistic.
Homeless guy tells you to go home. He could send others home but not himself. In 2015 I went to Florida. We walked past a crazy golf place and a guy was holding an alligator in his arms. He also told me he had an 8-foot alligator in the back. I'm from England, so I don't think I'll ever quite get over just how casual he was having a fucking alligator in his arms. That's very much a regional thing. My wife is from Florida and isn't fazed by alligators. I'm from Georgia/Alabama and I won't go near the damn things.
Can't go near.
My parents moved to Florida about a decade ago from the Northeast. Every once in a while they will take a picture of something ridiculous and text it to me like a 6-foot ladder next to a big wheel monster truck outside a restaurant so that the driver can get in/out of the truck, or a pickup truck speeding down I-95 with people drinking beers in the back of the cab, while sitting in plastic lawn chairs, or an entire family including little kids dressed in head-to-toe camo fishing in a creek in the back of a McDonald's.
Oh my god.
You need camouflage to fish. Florida is beautiful, and also batshit crazy. In response to the camouflage fishing kids, bask and see color. If you show up to fish in brighter colors, you're gonna spook them away. Florida is notorious for the amount of ponds that hold Florida bass. They're genetically more inclined to grow faster. So the answer isn't exactly yes. You can wear camouflage, but it's also good to wear drab colors. Brown, black, gray. Stuff that doesn't poke out too much.
I know how to fish. I don't fish too often, but I never knew that. But that is definitely a Florida thing, cause Florida, I feel like Florida is all about alligators. Cause me and my brother lives in Florida, and we visited. We was at this like little amusement park, and they actually had an area where you can see like it was like a trail of alligator. Just a bunch of alligators, and the ladies that was working like in the office, they just had like baby alligators running through the office. You know, their mouth was taped and stuff, but they were just holding, playing, no problem. That for me, being from Texas, we don't do that. We don't have too many alligators here.
I went to pay with card in a restaurant, and the waiter just took it and walked off. I worked in a bar in Scandinavia, and we weren't actually allowed to hold the customer's card. Oftentimes they just handed it to me for me to put it into the machine, and I usually did. Would be more of a hassle to hand it back instead of it in the machine. I mean, we were standing facing each other, so it wasn't like I was running around with it, but my coworker taught me how to instead move to hand them the machine before they handed me the card. Someone told me about how the rest of the world mostly brings you the machine to pay at the table, and had a WTF moment myself. Why on earth am I giving my credit card to a stranger and letting them walk off with it?
That is totally normal. That I had somebody asked me that in the comments. They were like, "Why would you give your card to?" You don't think about it at first. It's just natural, normal type thing. Like, y'all know I've been seeing a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, dang, why is this normal to us? But that is, as a former waiter, I worked in the restaurant business. It's a trust that you ain't gonna get too far trying to take somebody's stuff though. You can get in a lot of trouble.
Giving my credit card to a stranger and letting them walk off with it. Well, I had a reverse WTF when they bought a machine to a table in Europe. For some reason it felt more time consuming, though I know that wasn't the case. Not European but Arab. Went to some diner in Portland, Oregon, and I ordered coffee. Halfway in my coffee she asked me if I wanted a refill. I politely declined, telling her I was short on cash. She laughed and said refills are free of charge, and to top of my amazed reaction she complimented my shirt. Needless to say, she cured my hangover and I fell in love. Had my cousins come over from Latvia for a few weeks, they never got over the absolute size of stores like Walmart and the sheer amount of products offered. Excuse me, I ordered a small. This is your child-sized drink? Yes. It's approximately the size of a small child. Approximately the size of a 2-year-old, liquefied.
And some places, if they run out of cups, they're gonna give you a large. Like, went to McDonald's the other day and ordered my youngest son a Happy Meal, and they gave me like a large drink. I'm like, he's not getting this large. I'm finna keep this myself.
My dad was in tennis last year.
Tennis?
He said it was really strange that everyone says hi to you. I am vacationing in Denmark right now, and it feels so cold that nobody says hi to me, even in the elevator.
Dang.
I've been commuting for over 15 years in Sweden, and I swear to God I've never said hello or had a conversation with a stranger on the bus or train. An American co-worker had full-on friendships after 2 weeks of working here and would sit with his group of bus friends every day. Fucking amazing. We only say hello in elevators if it's the neighbor, but also barely. When all is silence, none is awkward. Welcome to the Nordic side of the world. All the prices are pre-tax. So if you buy something for $2 and you exactly have $2, it's not enough. When I ordered a cappuccino at IHOP and it came in a bowl-sized mug with cream on top and was filled with sugar and vanilla. IHOP was madness. I think my order was about 9,000 calories. So, 2 pancakes. Not European, I'm Australian.
Hey, there you go. The pancake. The IHOP probably got the best pancakes though, man. I love me some IHOP pancakes.
So, 2 pancakes? Not European, I'm Australian, but went to a Walmart in Arkansas. It was just like stepping into the People of Walmart page. You can't make that shit up. People of Walmart is funny to us Americans because we actually see that shit every time we go into a Walmart. European gone to Texas, the difference in religion is astounding, it's so much more prevalent in people's lives here. There are some beautiful churches in Europe, but they don't seem to have the same spirit as Texas.
Yeah,
Also,
Texas
holy
do.
fuck, the driving distances are immense. An hour commute in the morning is normal for people. 24
I had a
hours.
job. I worked like 45 minutes to an hour away, and it wasn't every day, but my first couple of weeks working there, it was every day type thing. Hey, a lot of driving will get you, especially when you're sitting in traffic. Oh my gosh.
Open grocery stores. So no excuse if you forgot to buy milk. In Nederland some days markets close at 6
I wouldn't know
p.m.
what to do.
Back in 1987 and asking for a burger and chips, then sat wondering why the hotel waitress looked at me funny. Then my food turned up. Edit, crisp with a burger wasn't a thing back then. On the other hand, if you ask for fish and chips, everyone in the US will know what you mean. The only time that chips means French fries in the US is if it's preceded by the words fish and. Did they give you a burger and crisps? No, they gave him a North German holding wood chips.
What?
Oh, of course, how silly of me. So I've been living in the States for 3 years now, originally from England. I turned to my coworker one day and asked, can I borrow a rubber? She proceeds to do a double take and said, what? I asked again, and told her it was to rub out the mistakes I made with a sketch I was working on.
Oh my god.
She proceeds to burst out laughing and explains to me what a rubber really means. I should have said eraser.
Oh my god.
While in Florida,
I was like, you just asked somebody? Alright, that do mean something different. It does.
rubber really means. I should have said eraser. While in Florida, we went through a drive-thru and the lady couldn't understand what I was ordering regardless of how slowly and carefully I spoke, so I decided to go inside instead where the lady behind the counter couldn't understand me either. I am a northern Brit but not too broad an accent. My little sister had to put on her Florida accent to order for us. The manager who eventually took the order said she was sorry as the staff were only used to normal English lol.
What?
Boston, didn't notice I had left Europe. Houston, the people were as friendly as they were huge. And loud. Hugely loud. And loudly huge, I guess. Nashville and other places I went kinda blend together in my head, except for the delicious food. Oh, and the person who asked if my country had coins and traffic lights. What?
Oh, what?
Yes, I mean, what? From Sweden. When I lived in Marlies Angeles I got several odd questions. How do you live with all the snow and polar bears? Do you have summers? How much chocolate do I eat?
Not chocolate.
It's nothing compared to questions I got in Japan though. Do you have electricity? Do you have refrigerators? Do you know about short-sleeved shirts? Do you have lightning storms? I'm in Finland right now on a short-term exchange, and, bless their hearts, my host family has asked me. Do Americans have bowling? Does America have bees and wasps? Does America have thunderstorms?
All that.
Where is your summer cottage in America? I had talked about the housing market and how nobody can afford to own even one house like 5 minutes before this one. Do Americans eat potatoes with dinner? Do you eat Mexican food
All
in
the
America?
time.
Why do you sleep so much? I'm just like this, sorry. Visited America from the UK a few years ago. One of the people I was staying with caught me drinking a glass of milk and asked, so do you guys, like, drink cow's milk over there? Or? Yes?
Oh my god, these are... Oh, they got a part 2. Definitely gotta check that out. These are always hilarious, but... Man, I know... Crazy moments when you come to America. I'm sure if y'all can relate or have an experience y'all want to share, but I'm sure a lot of things surprise... Like... IHOP, they do. They actually have. They do have. They maintain their calories. You know, they have those type of meals to maintain your calories and stuff. They actually, I think they're one of the only restaurants I know. Maybe I don't pay attention too much to the other ones, but I know for sure IHOP does have how much calories each meal is on there. Not everybody does that. German first time at Walmart, I gotta check that out. Dang, I gotta check that out. But yeah, guys. But y'all let me know if you have some experience. Those are always great. But definitely gonna check out part 2 and the part 2 of Americans who visited Europe. So y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations. That's all I have. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.